Food for thought. This little book of wisdom is written to motivate you, to encourage you, to help you realize your most cherished dreams. So this book is it's a very good book that I would consider that after the Bible, then this is a book that you definitely need to have. This is a very, very good book. And this is not a book that is difficult to read. This is not a story that you are going to, go round and round and trying to find out who did what to whom and all these things. No. Those things are good also because they definitely help forge your thought processes. In other words, try to make a deduction or try to make analysis, try to make logical conclusion, or try to anticipate what might happen, what may not happen. So all those things are good. I'm not going to say that they are not good, but at the same time, when you have a book that you can just pick it up and look at any page, and then you find something of value that you can use immediately. This is not something that you are going to just buy and put it on the shelf and hope that one day when you have the time, then you will read it. No, this is not. Well, personally, I have a lot of books that I read a lot, but at the same time, I have a lot of books that I don't read yet. Or I sometimes just look at the preface, or sometimes I look at the conclusion of the book, and then I more or less have an idea what it's about. But in general, I do not really sit down and read all the tomes of Shakespeare, for example, or all the tomes of Anna Karenina, for example, or etc., etc. I do it, as I said, a lot, but I do not sit down and read the entire encyclopedia, for example, you see. But this book that I'm talking about, Food for Thought, this is an excellent book that you can find at Amazon. You can go to Amazon and type Food for Thought by Fritz and Bailey, and then you will be able to get this book. I would definitely encourage you to get it. If I know Father's Day just passed, but you can still give it as a gift to whoever that you choose to, to do it, to gift. If you want to gift anybody, then you can definitely do that. And then, that there is always a holiday coming. The 4th of July is coming, so you can give that as an excellent gift. What you call summer reading. This definitely would be good for a summer reading. Or if, for example, you have school, classes, even for classes, you can help children or young adults to really start thinking, give them something to think about. For example, one of the things that I see in the book right now as we speak is you should never let life circumstances dictate the size of our dreams, you see. So then you can throw that and let them figure it out, and let them start a conversation like that. That would definitely be a good challenge, to force them to think, to help them to think, to help them realize that you cannot accept things at face value. You have to analyze them, sometimes go into the depth of things in order to figure out what the author or what the writer want to say, what it's about, what is the philosophy of life, what is his philosophy of life, what is his belief. All these things can come into play, and then how the author think that you should interact with others, how the author can, what it means when he said that we should never let life circumstances dictate the size of our dreams. You see, for example, some people anytime they face any kind of difficulties, and then they tend to throw the towel. They tend to say, well, things are not going my way, and then I'm not lucky. Some people, for whatever reason, anything that happened, they say, oh, I'm not lucky. Well, I don't believe that. I remember that in my readings, I remember one of author, a famous author, that says that luck is a product of the way that you conduct yourself. So it's not like you basically bring your own luck based on your own ways of understanding life, based on your actions. If, for example, you stay around and you don't read, you don't write, you don't think, then if something of value, for example, a good job, come your way, and then that requires you to think, to think, or to read, or to analyze, or to assess, or to evaluate, then if you have never done that, it's very difficult for you to do the job. So therefore, it's not really you are lucky when you get the job, but it depends on the way that you handle yourself, the way that you behave, and the way that you conduct your own life, and then based on that, that will bring good luck or bad luck. But as I said, it is not necessarily luck, but it's a preparation. You have to prepare yourself for whatever is coming, whatever comes your way. So like that, when you are prepared, when you are equipped, then you have the tools, the proper skills, then you can definitely face whatever is coming your way. For example, right now, we have a lot of angst. You have a lot of angst. You have a lot of people that are really afraid of the AI, artificial intelligence. Well, artificial intelligence is one of the best things that can happen to a lot of people, because if you can have a subject that you want to write about for immediately, then you can go to AI, or whether it is Copilot, whether it is Gemini, whether it is Claude, whether it is ChatGPT, and then you can go there and then formulate. In other words, it's not that AI is going to do the work for you. No, AI is not going to do the work for you. You have to be able to formulate your thought processes. You have to be able to formulate. For example, if you want to write something about life, you can say, well, my understanding of life, my philosophy of life is this and that and that. And then you put it in ChatGPT, and then you tell ChatGPT, okay, so this is, I would like to write an essay of, let's say, 500 words, or let's say 1,000 words. And then you put your thought processes, as I said, you give ChatGPT an outline of what you really want to say, and then you just put it in the system, and then before you know, within seconds sometimes, or maybe minutes, depends on the length of the paper that you want to write, then you can get a well thought out, a well organized essays that naturally I would always encourage you not to copy it, but to actually use it as a stepping stone in order for you to write your own thing. In other words, if you let ChatGPT or Copilot do all the work for you, then you are going to fall behind. The reason for that is that you will not be able to think, you will not be able to do none of these things later on. So your best bet is to really do that. So basically, let's get back to the book. So this book is very important. That would definitely ignite your ability to think, your ability to imagine, your ability to be creative, to be a good thinker. So you can get this book again, as I said, from Barnes and Nobles. You can get it from Barnes and Nobles, or you can get it from Amazon. So go ahead and get your book. Otherwise, get it from me. 862-224-2828. God bless you.